Hey guys, I want to show you something that could indicate that the new Newton'c Cookbook for Black Ops 4 Zombies could be coming soon. And a huge shout out to the Real Siege on Twitter. He messaged me this Xbox share video showing something really crazy going on in the menus on Xbox. He went into the black market and was looking at some of the selections and checked out the one called Triple Play, and he went to preview it, and instead of previewing what that package had in it, he got this screen instead. I'll go back to his video footage that shows him in the black market. He had gone into special orders and then selected Triple Play, and this gives you a weapon bribe, an outfit for Torg, and 10 reserve crates. You're supposed to be able to hover over the picture to the left of purchase and preview it, but instead he's getting this here, and I've got it blown up. And this clearly looks like something where we can do some mixing of elixirs to make new elixirs. I definitely don't think he is faking this in any way, because on the bottom left you can see some animation there. There's some smoke rolling in, and you can see some gemstones on the bottom left. You can see an insta-kill elixir there, or killjoy, and that appears to be what you're able to create. And that blank canvas right there is going to be what the recipe is, what you're going to need to be able to make that killjoy. I want to talk more about those gemstones on the bottom left. Those could be a huge tell to another feature of this new Newton'c Cookbook. But first I want to show you that I had actually gone into Xbox to check this out for myself. I'd gone into the black market and I found the Triple Play, so that was legit. And I tried to preview it like he did, but it wouldn't do anything the first time I tried it. And so I went down to the bottom selection to preview it. When the preview came up, it was a little glitchy and an image flashed right as Torg came up. And I went back to see what that was, and it looks like it's Bruno and possibly the menu from Blackout where he's hanging out of the helicopter. So yeah, the menu is definitely glitchy, and I don't doubt that this guy was able to get the Newton'c Cookbook to actually pop up. Let's go back to the image, and I want to talk a little bit about the Killjoy elixir itself and also those stones. So it definitely looks like Killjoy is going to be an option and one of the recipes that you can make. So let's go back to the original Newton'c Cookbook in Black Ops 3 and see what a Killjoy was like back then and what kind of elixirs or recipe you needed to create one of these. So here's a recipe here that really exists for Black Ops 3 for getting a Killjoy, and to get one of them you would need 4 burned out. These recipes alternated and had different options, but this is just one here that I could find. And the reason I'm showing you this is so that we can get an idea of what we could expect in these recipes and what we're going to need. So if we needed 4 burned out for one Killjoy, then we can go into Black Ops 4 menus and check out the elixirs and see where this Killjoy lines up and what other elixirs might be available for it. So under Black Ops 4 elixirs, the Killjoy is in the rare section, and we're probably not going to be using other rare elixirs to make another rare elixir, so we're probably going to be going down one to the common elixirs. And we definitely won't be using classics because those are free, but these are the ones that we're probably going to be using a lot of to be able to create the rare and maybe even higher rarity elixirs. Most of these are pretty good and pretty useful. I would say that the Control-Z, the Phantom Reload, and Sword Flay could definitely be used for these recipes. Those are pretty useless in my opinion. So looking at that gives us a little bit of an idea of what we could be expecting, but I want to go back and talk about the gems that showed up in this new Newton'c Cookbook area. If you pay attention to the setting, everything looks like it matches and it's all the same color tone and theme, except for those really colorful blue and red gems on the bottom left. As soon as I had seen this cookbook, I was like, okay, well, we're going to be able to make new elixirs and be able to make recipes, but it's not going to be that easy. They're going to throw some microtransactions in there, and we're going to need something to be able to formulate these recipes and put them together, just like we did in Black Ops 3. In Black Ops 3, you don't just hand over gobblegums to make a new gobblegum. You have to have these distills to be able to create the new gobblegum, and that's definitely something they're going to be adding for this new Newton'c Cookbook, and it looks like those stones could be the replacement for these distills. These distills did cost real money, but the good news is that they gave you 3 free ones every day where you could make 3 recipes. So I would definitely expect to see something like that. And another thing we could expect is that these recipes will probably change every 24 hours just like they did on Black Ops 3. Also on Black Ops 3, we got 3 recipes every 24 hours, so I'm not sure what they're going to do on Black Ops 4. BO4. The screen that we're seeing so far is just showing one elixir, and maybe just one elixir a day. Another thing we might see if this gets added is that in the laboratory, some of the really rare elixirs and the really good ones, we may not be able to get as frequently. And that's because they want us to come over to this new Newton'c Cookbook and get them this way. What that does is forces people to use this new feature with these stones or whatever they're going to be, just like the distills were, where they're attached to COD points and microtransactions. This is exactly what happened to Black Ops 3. We could get perkaholics pretty frequently, but then when Newton'c Cookbook came in, they dropped that frequency and started putting them in the Newton'c Cookbook. And then you needed to go over there to get them and use the distills and COD points and microtransactions to get them. And I have no problem with COD points or microtransactions. I spend a ton of money on Call of Duty and I don't mind it. I do enjoy it, but I'm just letting you guys know that this is possibly what they're doing and their formula for implementing this new feature and making it make sense for them and also benefiting financially. And last thing is that because this is showing up in the menus, then it's possible that this could be added sometime within the next month. This Operation Apocalypse Z ends in 30 days, so maybe we'll see it added before that ends. Most of the time when stuff starts showing up in the menus like this, it means it's coming really soon. Just like on Dead of the Night, we were able to see the characters like a few days before the map went live, and that's how we knew it was coming. For Black Ops 3, Newton'c Cookbook was announced mid-December 2016 and then was released the next day. And this was over a year after the game had been released. But I think we're going to see this new Black Ops 4 Newton'c Cookbook a lot sooner than that. One being because it's already showing up in the menus, and two, because they've already announced that they will be adding something that's going to be a lot like Newton'c Cookbook. So maybe expect something soon. But I hope this helped you guys out, and we'll see you next video.